All right, we are
We have
good.
no clue.
Are we good?
We're good. Welcome to episode 49. We're getting almost at 50.
What are we doing for 50, boys?
Hopefully, we'll have all
Anything alright?
the other podcasts up and whatnot. At least that's what I'm planning to have up, and hopefully the website. I don't know what your deal is with that, Palmer, but I should be good to go with all that stuff on my end. But I don't know if you're good or not, or what's happening. We'll communicate, Palmer. We'll talk it out.
It's almost done.
We'll hash it out, Palmer. We'll hash brown. Fuck, I go for some hash browns right now. I love hash browns, dude. They're so fucking good. Anyway, video games. Stuff's happened. Vidges. Don't have much on new releases, although Palmer has a little something to say on new releases. If you want to get all the depressing stuff out of the way for you, Palmer.
Okay. Well, Mafia 3, apparently.
What you were really excited for, I feel the need to reiterate, because...
The hype train got derailed real quick. I started getting worried because of the fact that there was, there were no copies sent to any...
Right, it didn't have any
reviewers at all.
Streams or reviews up leading up to it.
Right, yeah. And then there were rumors swirling around that it was like frame rate locked on PC to 30 frames, and apparently like the textures were really muddy. And then like the developers came out and like it confirmed it that it was locked down. And so when people got their hands on it, they were understandably pretty pissed because it's like just a thing that really shouldn't happen on PC anymore. And so, people got their hands on the game. It turned out the game itself really wasn't that good. Apparently, there were a ton of bugs all over the place. I watched a YouTube video that basically it was the same guy playing it, and it was just glitch after glitch after glitch that he ran into. It was everything from I was telling Tim earlier, it's from flying cars to fucking falling out of the level. So apparently the design's pretty poor. It just doesn't feel like a finished product. So it seems like we might have gotten another one of those situations where maybe a game shouldn't have been released yet that, got released. So we got early access is what I'm trying to say, once again, in a game that was supposed to be, ready to go at launch. So developers have already fixed the FPS issue.
That's good.
Yeah, so they got that fixed out really quickly. And it's a good thing they did because people were really, really upset.
Understandably so.
Yeah. So anyways, everything they're patching it all up. It's seeming to get better, but apparently still the game's just not that great. So pretty disappointed, I guess. I still have yet to actually play it, so I can't offer an opinion myself. It is still, in spite of everything, something that I do want to try. Just because of the fact that I'm so intrigued by the story, it just seems like it'd be, I don't know, a hell of a lot of fucking fun.
I get digging games that are one of my favorite games this year is Homefront, and that game was just so fucked at launch. So I totally understand that.
Yeah, so I still want to play it. I'm just gonna wait until it's on sale now before I pick it up. But I've been playing Gears of War. That's an upside. The new one is very good. I'm really enjoying
a lot
it.
of the beta, but there was no horde mode. It was just PvP stuff. But it's Gears. It's not necessarily a bad thing that they don't change up their formula because it's immediately recognizable and fun, and they add to it with each edition. But the horde mode is really something that the only reason I'd pick it up, and you claim it to be all that and then some, apparently.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's still the same old horde mode, I guess, that everybody's. There's not too much variation. There's a few key things though that kind of make it fresh once again this time through. So they added all that tower defense stuff in 3, and they kind of made it so now you can basically choose wherever you want to hole up anywhere on the map. But they've incorporated all the elements that they've been piling on, and I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's refreshing. It's people seem to be taking it really seriously. Also, like I played around with just a bunch of random people that was like absolutely incredible last night, and like I don't know. I guess 2 people left at like round 25, and it just kept going from there. So I grinded. Needless to say, I grinded like out a whole lot. I really like the class system that they've added. I think that's really good. It just like freshens it up even more. Like even though it feels like if you look at the mechanic itself, it's like something everybody's used to. Everybody's used to having like loadouts now because of like Call of Duty. Even Halo's been doing it. But it's like I don't know. It's refreshing when it's in Gears because it's just this extra thing. It's an extra incentive, I guess, for playing Horde mode, or as to why you would even want to play Horde mode. Because it just gives you a reason to keep grinding. So it's not just like gaining like a profile level, you're gaining character levels. There's incentive to keep playing. Each one plays just a little bit differently. I don't know. It's just a refreshing thing, I guess. And when you couple all that with the way that they've changed everything, they made maps more dynamic. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I think when you guys finally get around to picking it up, you guys are really, really going to enjoy it.
It was nice to see, when they originally announced it, I watched some stuff on it. It was cool to see enemies aside from just locusts in it, like humans and the robots and all that kind of good stuff.
Right.
I imagine that adds a bit more diversity
Levolution?
To it. What did you say?
Don't
By
say
dynamic,
it. Don't say
do you
it.
mean Levolution?
God damn it.
Or what do you mean by dynamic level?
Like basically, they created this thing called the Fabricator. It's this item that basically your team has to protect. That's like the thing that you have to protect. And it's also like you can pick it up. It starts off in the center of the map, and you guys have unlimited time to figure out where in the map you want to put this thing and hole up. So you kind of like get to figure out what might be the best spot, like the pros and cons, like how to defend there. It like causes your team to like think about it a little bit before they jump into it. I don't know. It's just the way they've done it. Like, was just really, really fantastic. It's like everything about it just seems fresh. So, like, you know how like when you played Horde mode in like 2, like I didn't really play it a lot in 3, and I didn't touch what was it, Judgment. I didn't even play it.
No one touched Judgment.
But yeah, I didn't play too much Horde mode in 3. I played 3 mainly for the for the campaign and the the
glowies,
PvP, the PvP multiplayer. And so I don't know. This has really sunk its claws into me just because of the way they've just added these. I don't know. Like I said, they're just borrowing a whole bunch of different elements from a whole bunch of different games. But like, it's a lot of fun when you put it with Gears. And
sometimes those are like the best kind of games though. When you just kind of take a little bit here and there.
Yeah. I mean, look at it like Shadow of Mordor. Like that game was just like a whole bunch of different elements stolen from getting. Yeah, and it was awesome. And they've just done that. They've done that with Horde mode, and it's wonderful.
I should have been meaning to go back and play that.
It's I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. It really is. Like it's perfect in the sense that you can get in there, play 3 fantastic modes. Like the story, it's a Gear story, whatever. But like the campaign's actually like the campaign's really well done. It's just fun. Shoot 'em up. The pacing's good. Like. It's a fucking, I don't know, mindless action movie in a video game with lots of gore. Not much has changed there, but this campaign feels fun. Like when I played through 3, I was kind of like, like I think a lot of people were kind of lukewarm to 3's campaign anyways. But this is the fun factor, like back in it. Like they have perfect blend rather of old characters and new ones. And I don't know, it sets everything up. It's like it successfully turns itself into a reboot, and I'm looking forward to Gears 5 because of this game. I haven't beaten the campaign yet, but I'm really close. I'm really, really close. I looked it up. I've only got like 3 more stages, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. It's great. So strongly recommend picking it up. Also, it runs fucking great on PC. Like, absolutely great.
That's good because when they ported the remaster, it ran like utter shit on PC. So it's good that they figured all that shit out.
At least for me, it has. I've gotten a couple frame rate drops here and there, but nothing. It doesn't like I haven't run anything like official behind it, but it doesn't feel like it's dropping below like 40. and it's really only doing that on areas where there's like serious weather effects, and it only does it like every once in a while. But for the most part, you know, it's a solid 60. It's fluid. It feels really good. The controls are great on mouse and keyboard. Like, it just feels so much better than playing it on Xbox 360 or Xbox One controller. And yeah, I don't know. I'm really I'm really enjoying it. I'm really impressed. That being said, the graphics are a little bit hit or miss. They really could have done some new stuff with some tech or some more stuff with some of the textures. But I wonder how much they had to make room for this weather system that they've got. This weather system, it's one thing like watching videos of it. I've seen plenty of videos of gameplay, and you know, obviously this has been something that they've been showing off. But it's a whole nother thing playing in it. Like, you've got to account for like your bullets. Like, they'll slow down if you're firing into wind and deal less damage. If the wind's moving left or right, you've got to figure out your shot, which is just not something that I think people are used to in a Gears game. Like, in something like Battlefield, yeah, you have to do that shit all the time, but like in a Gears game, this is interesting. And because it's so much more fast-paced, you've really got to learn how to deal with it really quickly. There's a lot of like environmental destructible elements in the campaign. I don't know, it's a lot of fun. But these weather effects are just like, they're unbelievable. They're really unbelievable. Like, the first time I got into a wind flare, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh shit, like, this is serious. So yeah, I mean, great game. Strongly recommend picking it up on... I haven't touched it yet on Xbox One. I've been playing it on PC too much. But, you know, I'm sure I'll play it a little bit over the weekend on Xbox.
Is there weather on the multiplayer?
I have not done the PvP yet. I can say that the weather does exist in the Horde mode.
I played the beta, and I don't remember any weather, but that might have just been because it was the beta, so I have no...
Yeah, I have... So I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. It should be. It would be a really fucking great element to add. But it is in the Horde mode, so... Anyways, it's fantastic. I'm done rambling about those two things.
All right, guess we'll move on to new content, aside from new games. Quickly touching on Battlefleet, the Warhammer space game added the Tau, which is cool. Tau being the basically anime faction of the 40k universe. Very shooty, very don't let anything near you or you'll die. I'm pretty sure that same mentality goes for their ships. So they're all about, they're kind of like Chaos in the fleet-wise, where they're all about long-distance engagements. But from what I've seen, pretty cool. I've yet to actually fuck with them. I've barely fucked with the Space Marines, which came in the last patch. But this is the second piece of content where if you pre-ordered it or you bought the game within like 6 months of release, you get it for free. So that's cool. And they teased a new faction at the end. It might be Necrons, I think is what it is. But the thing is, it had people speaking, and I'm very into the 40k lore. I don't remember Necrons really talking, basically. They're kind of just robotic mumble to each other, but whatever. In any case, another fleet, or whatever, faction is coming to the multiplayer version of Battlefleet Gothic, and that's cool because it's actually a well-done 40k game. And speaking of well-done 40k games, it's looking like Deathwing is going to be one. They released a new trailer, and this time around it is all about the weapons.
I'm really excited for this now.
Yeah, dude, it's
those weapons. Some of those weapons look fucking awesome.
Like, the assault cannon has so much heft to it. Like, the fucking shotgun just melts everything in front of it. The flamer looks cool. Like, everything looks fucking great. I cannot wait. It's about a month from that game being released, and it's gonna be so glorious. Some of the gameplay looked a little janky, but obviously it's an early build. And with these type of games,
is that a day one pickup for you boys?
Oh yeah, it's a pre-order.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to pre-order.
I'm in the same boat. I just need to sit down and fucking get my finances in order and pre-order that shit. But
is it on G2A? That's the question.
Jesus, not G2A, GMG. It's a little bit. It's like a few bucks cheaper. The game itself has a discount on the pre-order. I think it's only $34 on Steam. So there's that. I think I saw on Green Man Gaming, I saw it for $30, so I don't think you get it much cheaper than that. But yeah, I'm really fucking excited for this game. The weapons have a lot of heft to them. You're in a giant fucking Terminator armor suit thing, and it actually looks like that it conveys that, especially with the Thunder Hammer and the Thunder Shield. But it's going to be real interesting to see like which one of us. Like, all right, fucking, I'm going to be the Thunderhammer and Shield guy. Fucking Jose will be the Flamer guy, and then Palmer will be the Assault Cannon guy on one run. Then we could switch it up and fucking. It's going to be great. It's going to be. I'm just so fucking excited. I'm actually because of it. I'm getting back into Vermintide. Like that's how excited I am for this game. Started playing Vermintide again. So yeah, that's good stuff. Other patches. Evolve is adding crates finally. Many people suspected it was coming when they went free to play. They seem to be pretty balanced because you can get both crates for in-game currency and like premium actual cash currency. Kind of a who gives a fuck thing, but it's also worth noting. We never touched on it. About a month or two ago, Evolve put out a patch, and they fucked around with the currency system. So now heroes are like twice as much more in-game coins to buy, which annoyed a lot of people, but I haven't actually played that game in like a month or two. I just log in to get the dailies, and as you log in and get dailies, even just 2 weeks a month, or 2 weeks out of the month, you get a stupid amount of in-game currency with it. So it's really not that big of a deal, but I figured it was worth pointing out, because some would argue that the system's getting worse and worse, but really it's just getting more and more balanced, because when the game actually launched, you could pretty much grab everything in the game inside of a month if you played it like a couple nights a week. Or a couple hours a night. So, no big deal. But, what else? Orcs Must Die. We haven't talked about that in a while, because me and Jose haven't played that in a while. Basically, they're removing Siege Mode, which is the PvP portion of the game, very MOBA-esque, where you kind of controlled minions, threw them at each other, could upgrade them, you set traps, yada yada. That's going away. And they're just sticking with their classic formula, which is not a bad thing, because no one really played Siege, and that's probably why they're getting rid of it. The thing that annoys me, but is understandable, is that they are wiping all accounts, aside from, like, purchases made. Anything you got from logging in for monthly chests, like me and Jose fucking shuffled on through to acquire, that's going to be all gone. As of that statement. They might change things, because the community was kind of annoyed. But,
yeah, I'd hope they'd reimburse you some way, because it's still like time spent.
Yeah, that's the thing. But a lot of the cards and mechanics and shit were specifically designed for Siege mode, and they're intertwined with each other. I mean, characters, cards, loadouts, traps, all sorts of shit. So it makes sense, but it's still annoying.
Yeah, but they could at least give you like people who were a part of that previous patch or something like that. I could get some sort of like unique
the thing
cards
is,
or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice if we got some unique stuff. But the thing is, it's a beta, and I'm pretty sure the first time you launch the game, it tells you, "Hey, this is a beta where we might do some wipes," and this is just
that's true.
But yeah, it's still annoying. But hopefully that'll breathe a bit of life into the game, because it's just no one really plays it anymore.
That's a shame.
Yeah. But on to stuff we've actually played. We actually got together last week, and the three of us played games, which it's not rare, but it's not exactly common. But first, let's touch on Paladins, because you two kind of went nutty for that. I had only played a couple rounds before you guys had asked me to play it, so...
Victor.
But I just kind of grabbed the Founders Pack just to get an Ares skin in Smite, so the fact that I'm actually playing the game now makes me happy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. In some ways, it feels like a poor man's Overwatch. In other ways, it feels like its own game. I don't know. There's like some real elements that they have that I really liked about it. One of them was the mounts. It makes it so you can just get to your objective like back immediately. I think. Like, that's just, I don't know, I really enjoy that. I think it's great. So I think that's a great mechanic. I like their card system, too.
Yeah, I do like the card system.
And the way that you can upgrade your heroes, like, throughout the game. So it makes it feel a little more MOBA-y, I guess.
I'm a big fan of the system being very cheap. Like, it's not like Hearthstone or Elder Scrolls or any real card game. You can play, you sit down for a couple hours, you can unlock all the abilities for your character. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, it's really it's not too difficult to really get anything. Like, after the few hours that I played, I think I can buy a new character. I'll probably end up buying Victor because I really like Victor.
You do like Victor.
Yeah, Victor and Cassie were my two.
She's the
favorites.
archer, right?
Yeah, she's great. Like once it took me a little while to get the hang of her, but Once I did, I don't know. She's a lot of fun to play. The one thing I will say, it seems like the hitboxes in that game are like fucking massive.
They are
dude.
bizarre. Yeah, that's a known
They're
thing.
like huge. Like I was getting headshots from across the map on things that I definitely like shots that definitely should not have been headshots.
Yeah, people have
like
been complaining about that since day one, pretty much.
There was that one round that we all played together where I just like went fucking ape shit with Cassie and got like 15 kills in a row, like actual kills. Like I was the one getting all of them. I don't know what the fuck. I think we were getting flanked or something. You guys were taking care of that. But yeah, like they were all like funneled into a ton. Like I should not have been able to do that. Like a good portion of those shots that I fired were not headshots. I don't know. That seems like a ridiculous thing in that game. But I don't know. It's still fun. Like even with the fact that the boxes are massive, like and they are for everybody. Like literally, it's impossible to miss a shot with any hero. Yeah. So I mean, in that sense, as ridiculous as this may sound, it seems kind of balanced in that regard. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. There's definitely some maps that I thought were really, really fucking boring, and like only got like more and more boring like the more times I played them. I think they need to add a couple new game modes, but it's still in beta. And
oh yeah, they've got 2 or 3 planned to add already. So.
Yeah, so I mean, like for what it is right now, it's a great game for for a free to play dude. Or like a game like I don't know, Hi-Rez nails it.
They're really good with the whole free to play system. Smite's fantastic, and Paladins is pretty much just mimicking that. So
yeah, exactly. So I mean, I thought it was fantastic. Jose, you really seem to enjoy it too.
Which is rare. Jose likes to buy games, but not actually play them. So when he plays them, he really enjoys them.
Free to play. Also, we need to cast that night.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But I think it's kind of like changed my mind about MOBAs slightly. It was very fun. I think the fact that those hitboxes were huge, that the card system was like super easy to understand, and I don't know, like all those objectives, it made a lot of sense. Made me like rethink maybe trying out Smite finally.
It is a lot of fun.
And
oh god, dude! If you get into Smite, like, because you've been playing it a lot, Tim.
Yeah, I've been on Smite for weeks now.
Yeah, like if we can actually get a group of people to play Smite, then that game would be awesome. I know Sam said that he'd be willing to give it another shot.
Yeah, so, I think you'd really like. I mean, I know they don't have they have Mayan gods, but they don't have Aztec. I forget which sect you're partial or.
Inca,
yeah. But, you know, it's close enough, I mean. It's not like they have, you know, old Irish lore gods or anything, but they've got, you know, Norse.
Inca is relatively young compared to, like, ancient civilizations.
But my point is, you know, they've got shit covering. And the fact that they started doing Japanese pantheons. Like, I thought that would be a thing to finally get you into the game, because they're still pumping those.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah, the one thing that Palmer touched on about the levels... it actually, the fact that they were like, there's something about them that was like very distinct to the level. It made me like really conscious of what character I was choosing, and that actually like kind of drew me in. Like if we're playing this level, I know that I should only play this character. If we're playing another one, I should only play this character. And that's something that you don't really get in Overwatch. I actually just hopped on the Overwatch train last night.
No! You absolutely you'll pick up on it. It is after you play it more, you'll realize what heroes are good for what maps.
But I guess I mean the fact that you only choose one hero. I guess that's a MOBA, mainly a MOBA thing. You choose one hero.
Oh, you mean because you don't have to you can't swap them
in Overwatch. If I just get my dick stomped as like Winston, I'll just switch to like the Rocket Bitch. And it's a little easier in that sense, but Paladins is definitely way easier to play for some reason. And maybe it's because of the hitboxes, or maybe it feels a little more intuitive to me, that game. But I think after playing Overwatch for like 4 hours yesterday, I think I'm probably going to stick with Overwatch. And only hop on Paladins if you guys are going to.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Overwatch just feels more complete, I guess, and it should because it's a finished game.
Yeah.
And
Paladins is
you
a
know,
year or two
Paladins
off
is-
being finished, so
So I mean, like it should feel more complete. So I can't really fault Paladins in its state right now for it. But that's like as of right now, I would agree with you. Like I would probably choose Overwatch over Paladins. But it doesn't change the fact that I had a lot of fun with it. And
Yep.
for people that either can't run Overwatch or
Okay.
just don't want to buy it, it's a great alternative. It's a fantastic alternative, I think.
Yeah, in fact, a lot of I got really prepared for Overwatch playing this game. It's a lot of people joke that it's like just an Overwatch clone, and there's like a lot of strong evidence that it absolutely wasn't. But you know, I guess some abilities for heroes just make sense in a online battle arena game, essentially. So yeah, I picked up on Overwatch right away because of like the flanking blink hero in Paladins, and the sniper Symmetra character in Paladins. It made my Overwatch experience a lot more fun having played Paladins. And actually, you know what? I think I probably will switch back and forth because, you know, the heroes are fun when you combine those abilities.
You're a fickle beast.
he's a flip-flopper. He flip-flops.
Yeah.
Flip flop. But then once I play enough of both games, I'll probably never touch them again.
Seems to be the way you do things.
Yeah. Fashion.
I don't know. I feel like you will like when new heroes come out or something.
Maybe. I know the reason I got really into Overwatch not because of the game or gameplay, but because of like the story. I became obsessed with that shit, and then when that ARG started,
Non-existent
it just made me
story.
you know, love it even more. And now that I finally got into the game, it's okay. I'm still got those growing pains, but I played with one group the entire night, and we never lost a game. It was the most fun. Yeah, I leveled up like pretty quickly, and they're running that Halloween event, so I got a bunch of loot
Fuck! I
boxes.
need to get on
It's
that and
nice.
check that out. Yeah. I'll actually probably hop on that with you tonight after we're done casting.
Nice.
I forgot that Halloween event was going on. I should jump on that.
Yeah, I haven't tried their like horde mode that they added, but
They added a horde mode. I
yeah,
didn't know about that either. Oh man,
with only
I'm so out of the loop.
4 heroes, and you go against Junkrat, who's like Dr. Frankenstein,
That's amazing.
and the Roadhog is his like is the monster, and it's just robots, wave after wave of robots, and yeah, I've seen the videos I saw looked cool, but I haven't played it yet.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely hop on that after we're done with this cast.
Something else was doing a Halloween. I think was it Paladin? Something we played recently is doing a Halloween thing. Actually, I think it was Smash and Grab, not Paladins.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's a good segue into Smash and Grab.
Yeah. I actually didn't mean to do that, but yeah, I guess it is. Smash and Grab is another thing we played because the game gave me a couple of free vouchers for 48 hours, and it just happened to have you and Jose online, so I threw them at you guys, and we hopped on and had fun with the bots, and then we got our dicks stomped PvP pretty hard for games on end, which is, that got pretty tiresome. But the game itself is pretty funsies.
Yeah. In a PvP setting, there is one character in particular
Asian girl.
who really just makes the game no fun for anybody
Samurai girl,
else.
definitely.
Yeah. So there's definitely some balancing issues in the multiplayer.
I think they're actually putting out a patch tomorrow or the next day about that. Because people have just been whining about that. Well, understandably so, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, more
but
than
even beyond that, I dislike the whole rock paper scissors aspect of battle.
Yeah.
You either get close and then spam space or attack or dodge, and it's what the other player does that affects how you fight.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
it was super annoying because even with like another character that wasn't like the samurai chick, you would still get your ass kicked because you didn't dodge fast enough or you didn't retaliate fast enough. It was, I don't know, there's something about that combat just really pissed me off.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It seemed a little repetitive.
It reminded me, it's probably a weird
Oops,
thing to
let's
say, but it kind of reminded me of Dark Souls, just in the sense that you have to know exactly when
Get
to
the
dodge.
fuck out of
It's just,
here!
oh, man, just in the
Get the fuck out of
and the
here!
buggy-ass version of Dark Souls that I have,
Get the
which is
fuck
buggy as fuck because the
out of here.
publisher sucks so much
Oh
dick,
my God,
it's all just
dude.
about dodging at the right time,
This
basically.
is-
And it's kind of the
this
same
is-
thing.
This guy.
But, you know, through all the bugs I could wade through, that's what I saw with Dark Souls. In the buggy, fucking shit-ridden state that the developer
you
left
just,
the game in.
Slapped me in the face.
Good.
With that bullshit.
Good.
Comment.
I knew it was going to happen, too. But yeah, just the dodging
my
mechanic.
God.
It's basically just knowing exactly when to dodge and then spamming dodge, pretty much. That's it. I will say, I really like the aspect in Smash and Grab where you kind of run your own gang. Like, you have a lieutenant that has some special abilities that you can choose between, and then you have, like, 3 little minion soldiers that give you certain bonuses that you can choose between. I really like that. But yeah, I will say the combat is a bit stale, and after... I don't ever foresee myself playing that game for hours on end. It's kind of one of those, like, get in, get out
There's
type
no
things.
way.
But for what it is, it's actually pretty fun. It's definitely unique. It's interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
I
really
will
interested to
give it
see
that. It is definitely a unique game.
I'm interested to see the
but
game modes
it's-
they add. That's really where I'm at with it. I want to see what type of other game modes they add, because we only played the one, I think, and they added one that week, and I think they're planning on adding more in a couple weeks. So early access, of course, but interested to see where the game goes. And the
Yeah,
fact
I mean,
that it's-
I guess we like you said, we only got those 48-hour passes. I don't think I'm gonna buy it anytime soon.
no, I wouldn't recommend looking into it until they add some more stuff.
Yeah,
I kind of just picked it up on a
I,
whim, and I don't regret it.
Maybe when I see it for like $5 at some point, which I know it will go down to real quick. I'll probably give it another shot, but I don't know. We had fun with it for the time that we played it, but there's nothing that I feel is gonna draw me back to it. I enjoyed it for what it was, but that was a quickie.
Until they add some stupid mode that I'll hate, and you're like, no, dude, we have to play this.
yeah.
And then I'll end up
It's gonna
hating the
be-
game. That's
Some
the way
sort of
things go.
evolution needs to get
Yeah,
added.
that's it. They'll add Levolution. I'll
Yeah,
and then you'll
and
make
then
me
I'm
play
in. And then I'm in.
What else we got? Oh, something I haven't thought of in years. Literally, GoldenEye Source. Is apparently you said it's released, like it's officially donezo.
Yeah, you can download it on the mod database.
Well, yeah, you've been able to do that for years. But I'm saying is the mod actually is it complete?
Yeah, I believe so.
What have they added? What's the final state look like?
Yeah, this is a 5.0. So it's been ready to go for a while. I don't know. I saw some videos on it. It looks great. It looks like they've totally, stuck to the way things are. I mean, you can check out the mod page. All the skins look great. The game looks great. As far as I know, they're adding a multiplayer exists.
Yeah, me and Jose hopped on it years ago, and there were like 12 people playing on like the entirety of it, and like 2 people kept dick stomping everyone because they were the 2 people that played that game religiously. But it was pretty fun for a mod, and this was years ago, so I imagine it's improved since then. They've added more content and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, looks sweet. I mean, like I was really just bringing that up because it's something that I think we should all download one day and stream.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Just blow each other up over and over again on stupid levels. I don't know. Oh, God, dude, that's what's gonna make it or break it for me. Whether or not the cheat codes exist. If I can't play with paint mode,
They got in paint mode.
DK mode, dude.
DK mode.
If I can't do that, I'm not into it. But yeah, like I saw some gameplay footage of it the other day. Like I don't know, it looked like a lot of fun. So it's got a very high community rating on the mod database. Look at that. So we should check that out at some point.
Fair enough. Anything anyone wants to get into before CitizenCon nonsense?
No.
I think
I don't think so.
I don't. I'll bring it up after the con.
No, bring it up now.
It has to do with like a non-disclosure agreement thing for the Mirage Alpha.
Okay.
I don't want to vent about it, but I don't think I can discuss the things that I disliked about it.
Yeah.
Oh, is there an NDA with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what NDA means.
Yeah, so you can't talk about.
You can say
anything.
there was something you didn't like about it, but you can
But
not
there was something
go
I
into.
loved about it.
Fair enough, but that's pretty much the extent of what you can say.
Yeah, just say that's pretty much it right there.
You enjoyed
That's it.
certain aspects, you didn't enjoy certain aspects.
Yep.
Then
Nice
they
to
can't shut us down for that.
Or can they?
Dun dun dun.
No. All the fucking love we've given chivalry over the years.
Dun dun
The
dun.
cool thing is, though, well, the forums were down forever, but they did release that the info that if you get into the alpha, and when they release it again for like the second testing of it, whoever got into the previous one is going to get invited to the concurrent.
Like
alpha
automatically?
test.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're going to change it so that people who signed up early, like Tim, within like
Within like
45
an hour, I signed up and I didn't get invited to that fucking
I
alpha.
think they might be given preference for the next round.
I fucking better be, god damn it. Because they tweeted it, and it was like 30 minutes old. I was like, oh shit, and I signed up immediately, and then fucking didn't get invited to the alpha. While Jose waved it in my face and laughed at me.
At a laugh.
Like, well, Tim, I'd like to play some video games with you, but I have to go play this Mirage alpha, excuse me. Piece of shit.
Good.
Anyway, I guess with that, we'll jump into CitizenCon stuff, which was one of the two big yearly Star Citizen nonsense things, where they historically have revealed a lot of stuff, shown off a lot of stuff, had a sale, sometimes concept sales. A lot of people are disappointed with it. I'm pretty neutral on it. They showed off a lot of cool shit, but it took all of half an hour for them to show off all the cool stuff, and then the rest of it was basically a PowerPoint presentation of the road ahead, and just people talking "I love Star Citizen" videos for like an hour and the hour delay. That was kind of annoying. But stuff they showed off, the Procedural Planets V2 was pretty fucking amazing. Actually, I was watching it with Jose and Colin, and just as I was watching it, I would get just random gibberish from Colin whenever something cool was happening, and then just little side notes from Jose whenever something was happening. I think we actually hopped on Skype. But it basically showed ship in space, going to planet, flying through the planet, and just showing off all the terrain, all the cool shit. Guy gets off ship, gets on land, goes to a location, shit happens, goes to another location, gets attacked by Star Wars sand people, goes to another location, a giant sandworm shows up. The end. That was pretty much the summary of it. And afterwards, they actually showed off some of the tools they used to build it. And dude, Palmer, shit you not, it is fucking Halo 5 Forge that they were using to fucking build this level out of nothingness. Which was like awesome and depressing at the same time, because it's like, god damn it, they're just using Forge mode. But it was really cool to see it like happen.
But the way it sounded was every planet is not going to be like randomly procedurally generated.
No, it's
Someone
not like
has to
yeah,
actually,
someone has to actually go through and do all this shit. That's why they're not going to have like a billion star systems like fucking Elite Dangerous or No Man's Sky. They're just going to have a set number of star systems and planets, and they're going to handcraft all that shit.
Yeah, that's what actually like really impressed me. It's like everything's going to make a lot of sense, and it's going to be cool, good looking. You know, I'm sure
Yeah,
there's going to be
I'd take that
giant
over,
stretches of
like-
fucking desert, but still, you know, things are going to make sense.
I'd take a couple hundred planets that were handcrafted over like millions of who gives a fuck balls of shit that look like shit that are boring as fuck
But-
that nothing's happening.
But
on.
there is some procedural generation.
Yes, they showed it off. It was basically how they make the terrain and like the mountain ranges and shit. It was definitely interesting to see. But aside from all that, they laid out what they're doing for basically the next year till the end of 2017. 3.0 is still slated to drop this year, and then they showed off 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, and 4.0. Each patch does a certain thing. 3.0 is going to be cargo. Salvage, I think, is 3.1, if I'm not mistaken.
3.2,
3.2.
according to the image.
Oh, you have the images in front of you. That's what I'm bringing up now because I'm just kind of lost. Yeah, 3.1 is mining. Okay. Which, Jose, you kind of said you had an interest in. So it's mining and refining and all that good stuff. 3.2 is repair and salvage. And the thing that excites me for 3.2 is covert operations, because a big thing in Star Citizen is going to be stealth mechanics. And not all my ships, most of my ships, my more expensive ships, are all stealth ships. I have a stealth bomber, I have a stealth fighter. I really want those systems to come online, just not only just to give me the advantage that fucking I deserve, goddammit, but just for the funsy factor. And then 3.3 is farming and rescue. Some people are excited for the farming, because farming is actually a thing in Star Citizen, but the rescue aspect is going to be cool. That's when all the space ambulances basically are going to come online and do interesting stuff. And then 3.4 is when they're going to start doing other star systems. Up until that point, they're just building up the first star system and adding planets. The 4.0 is when they're going to add like jump points to other systems and discovery, science, all that good shit. And you got to keep in mind, these patches are going to be coming out in like at least 2 to 3 month intervals. 3 months is probably the smart bet, 3 to 4 really. So it's going to be a while before all this shit gets out. But it's kind of cool that they've actually laid out all this shit. They showed you what ships are coming in what patch. And I think that doesn't necessarily mean that these are the only ships coming out in the next year. They're going to be I think they're going to be pumping out variants for like the Freelancer and some other stuff that the community really loves that they didn't really touch on. And I'd like to see some more talk of Retaliator modules and modules in general. But, yeah, as far as all the information we presented, I'm pretty goddamn happy with it. I'm just annoyed with the way it was presented and the unprofessionalness. As Palmer would joke, it was very tripwire of them as far as streaming goes.
Tripwire best.
They are the best.
Tripwire best.
They are the best. But, yeah, aside from the who gives a fuck videos they were showing off and the shit who gives a fuck speeches and yada yada yada, when Chris actually got on stage and started going through all this shit, it was cool to see. And this is basically their second big. They do 2 big presentations a year, so this is their last big presentation for the year. They do have an anniversary sale in November, and they do usually do something around Christmas. There's a good chance that they'll show something off then. They have confirmed, though, that Squadron 42, the single-player game, has been delayed till early next year, which is not surprising. But in the CitizenCon nonsense, they revealed that it's all done. All the gray boxing is done. So all the like very basic layout, if you will, is done. They just need to go through and actually add the shit in. But yeah, again, I'm pretty fucking happy with it. Had its ups and downs, as some would say, but the shit that they laid out, the ships, the timelines, I'm good with all of it. How about you, Jose?
Like I said, I don't avidly play the game, so whenever a new patch comes out, it's usually when we go ham on it for a few weeks. So yeah, if like every 3 to 4 months something cool and new ships that are playable, like come out, that's always fun.
You mentioned you were thinking about right now. You're kind of Jose's the racer guy. He's got the fastest ship
until I finally touched the race course, and I think I
terrible at
changed my mind.
I'm telling you, dude, we just need to have dragonfly races, just speed bike races. This is pod racing.
I definitely do want to get better at that. I think I've gotten better at like the combat with that ship, but because it's pretty shit, it's fun
really
whizzing around
not shit.
But like it's
not shit, sir. That ship is great. That's a beautiful ship you have.
It is a great ship against combat ships. Anything other than that, yeah, it's fun buzzing around people. They got rid of my missile turrets, but that might have just been a glitch with this latest patch.
That was a glitch with the patch. Yeah, I thought we figured that out, or you've confirmed that.
So I haven't used it to go into the arena.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because you told me the other day you're actually thinking about switching ships for the first time.
Yeah.
You were looking at a Super Hornet, I think. Yeah, they have limited ships up for sale right now.
I can't remember which. There was like a voting thing that they did for like favorite whatever ship.
Bomber,
these
fighter.
2 giant fucking ships. Yeah, and I only touched the one that I think it was a Super Hornet.
It was a Super Hornet, yeah.
Yeah, and it just I could compete with other people in those different like dogfighting modes. So I think I might, just for the sake of having a combat ship, get that. I don't know if I'm gonna like sell my racing ships to like get it. I might just buy it outright, maybe like around Christmas if they ever do another sale. But I think it is a limited.
It's a limited ship, yeah.
So
they'll do it.
Gotta make a decision soon, but
you've got till You've got till Sunday, I believe. But they're also going to be doing a ship sale in November for their anniversary sale, and and historically they have put all limited ships up for sale, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen again. Right. So yeah, I'd sleep on it over the next
we were
couple
given
days.
2 opportunities already to get it during that voting thing, and now during this event. So I don't know. I might as well pull the trigger. And also, when we were talking the other day, we were talking about like what roles we would play in like when it releases finally, like in a couple of years, I'm sure. I was talking about mining because you were talking about the thing you want to do, which I think might come into effect if the whole 3.3 rescue thing shows up. Your dream, your like thick harem dream.
Show up behind lines and blow up capital ships. Good times.
But yeah, since mining is going to be something that's going to be released, relatively soon, I think that's something that interests me. And I don't know, maybe when it gets around then, I might pick up a mining ship. So, or if they add mining modules or whatever to existing ships or something.
There is lots of rumors going around that's going to be a thing. There's speculation that my Retaliator, my stealth bomber, will be able to switch out a bomb bay for some mining equipment, which would make sense because it's already got cargo holes and shit. So it's not entirely insane to think of, but it's like why would you repurpose a stealth bomber to be a goddamn mining ship? But apparently that's something you can do, or maybe possibly do.
And you mentioned that you had a ship that was like a cargo ship. You mentioned Colin had like a huge.
He's got a Banu Merchantman, which is like the giant alien cargo ship.
Yeah, it was. So I figured maybe I would go whatever ship is great for like mining or whatever, just so we have like all of our like bases covered. If we have to like if we do like really get into the game.
I think if it ever actually launches, we will really get into the game.
Never getting released.
And while like I haven't learned any more ships than the ships I already own, I've been getting into like the lore, into like the story. They're really good with releasing like things for like people that makes like fan stories.
Yeah, they just release like these backstories on these random star systems. It's really interesting.
And there's a lot of YouTube channels that like cover this stuff and like
STL Youngblood's a really good one.
Yeah, I think I checked out his channel. I think it has more to do with like ships and stuff, but
no, he does a lot. Yeah, but he also does lore videos and stuff.
Right. But I think there's other channels that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Board
that
Gamer,
are like
Tactical Advance.
Strictly lore. Star Citizen.
Star Citizen also has the official YouTube channel. They put out a lot of lore stuff on.
Yeah. I'm subscribed to that. That's where I get like the big chunks of it.
I should also point out, since you mentioned checking out ships, that all currently flyable ships are flyable until Sunday. Even ones that aren't on sale. So if you did ever want to check out stuff, like the next few days is the time.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
But you can like it's not just that you can fly them; you can actually dump them in your hangar. Like I got a Starfare Gemini, which is like the biggest ship in the game, and dumped it in my hangar, and it's just fucking mind blowing. It is. It makes my Retaliator is a big ship, and it makes that look very small. So, I'd definitely recommend popping on.
$750 ship.
No, that's the Polaris that they went up. This is the Gemini's 340, I think. It's like the 12 fucking crew ship that can carry like 2,000 or 3,000 tons of cargo, or cargo units rather. It's fucking big. My point. It's definitely something.
What you're telling me is that it can carry 2,000 or 3,000 pounds of its cargo. Got it.
No, well, they've changed the cargo system around over the past year or so. So I never know what the hell they're called cargo units now. That's just what they are. But anyway, yeah, I definitely recommend popping on sources in the next few days and checking out your hangar, flying some of these bad boys. It is funsies. But also one quick bit, they put the Polaris out, which is a $750 ship, like the actual carrier ship that people can buy. And before it even went to public sale, they did a sale for VIPs and Concrete backers and just weird things like that, where the ship was $125 off, but you could not use store credit, meaning you could not trade in ships to buy it. And inside of the first 13 hours, they raised $1 million, and that was before it actually went on public test. I haven't even looked to see how much fucking money Star Citizen has raised since CitizenCon, but if it's anything like GamesCon or previous CitizenCons, it's a lot of goddamn money. So, yeah, good for them. They're just chugging right along.
Yeah, how much more money are they going to need? That's my question.
Well, they keep. You have to understand, like when this game was first like kickstarted, the scope was so much smaller than what they're doing now. Like it's
Yeah,
getting
no. I
ridiculous.
mean, I get that. I get that. I know they keep expanding their the amount of people working for them and their employee base and everything. And I get it. God, dude, I can't imagine this game just ever launching, like actually launching in full. Like maybe a Galaxy, maybe even 2 or 3, but like the scope that they're talking about, no, that'll
Pretty
never
sure it's
happen.
just the Milky Way galaxy. It's not like a universal thing.
Okay, all right.
There's the thing though. Like whenever we hop on, like I kind of forget that it's an unpolished,
Maybe a solar
like,
system is what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
monstrosity of a game. It's still like super fun to play. You can still do like quests and things like that. I equate it to the what's that like early access dino game?
Ark.
Ark.
Ugh.
Because I had a lot of fun in that game.
Yeah, we had a blast in that game.
Yeah. And I played it for months before I hopped on with Palmer. So like it's, even though it wasn't like ready and it, my rig could handle it okay on like low and medium settings, it was still like fun enough to play, and I got my money's worth. So
Yeah.
that's how I'm treating like Star Citizen. Everything they add is cool new things, but I'm already getting enough of a fun time out of it.
Yeah, I've dumped hundreds of hours into it already, so I can definitely.
And I'm no Star Citizen fanboy, like trying to defend the game.
Star Citizen fuckboy.
I exactly. I like barely play it, but when I do play it, it's a lot of fun.
Right.
And I'm not saying this because I already dropped over like $200 on this fucking game either. That's not
Peasant. You goddamn peasant.
I mean, I'm not gonna get into how much Tim has spent on this fucking
Not
game.
that much. I think I'm at
or your boy Colin, yeah.
370. Colin's at
Yeah,
like
but
500 something.
Tim doesn't have a job. Tim doesn't have a source of income, so it's like that's like $1,000 for Tim.
Tim did that over the course of like 2. I was working when I started fucking started funding Star
yes,
Citizen,
that's
so
fair.
it's been over the course of like not a couple years, but it's been a while. I don't like drop
feel like
$100
Tim
at a time.
sells more drugs than he's letting on.
I do not sell drugs at all. That is,
Probably sells
all I'm
all the
saying.
drugs.
that is,
dude.
I will sue you for fucking
All I'm
slander,
saying.
libel, and
Allegedly,
slander.
Tim sells more drugs than he lets on.
Allegedly. I'll accept that.
I bet he supplies drugs to all of West Virginia, dude.
That's a lot
He is-
of...
He is
Yeah.
the
Allegedly.
source of the
Allegedly.
meth problem.
I am Heisenberg. I've been exposed. Say my name, you fuck.
Wouldn't
But yeah,
surprise me.
Star Citizen, good stuff.
I guess.
Well, that brings us to a close, unless you gents want to delve into anything else.
Nope. Got nothing.
You got nothing? What about you, Pocahontas? What you got?
You linked the size chart?
That was for Star Citizen.
I guess you already discussed that.
It's just, it shows you how big the Polaris is and how, like, the ship, how big some of the goddamn capital ships are.
Polaris.
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 It's just ridiculous how it's giant those fucking ships are. I think it's really amusing that a lot of these people that are buying like a $750 ship just to buy a $150 ship don't realize that it's really not something you're going to be able to fly on your own. It's something you're going to need like a fucking full crew for. Like I'm talking a dozen people to get that shit working properly. Otherwise, someone will just like blow a hole in your fucking hull or just raid you. And
I wonder when the game's gonna eventually turn into like Eve, but with like better graphics.
That's probably beyond 4.0.
Because I feel like that's something that will eventually happen. You got giant like.
Well, you won't get
ships.
like thousands of peoples in one instance. Although Roberts came out like a couple months ago and said that they're aiming for that, I still don't see that ever happening.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how. Like Eve had problems.
Well,
like,
yeah,
for the
huge
first
lag
like
problems.
5 years, 6 years of its fucking life cycle.
And they're still sticking to their guns on doing like for every player in said instance there's going to be like 10 other NPCs. So I just don't see like 1,000-player instances being a thing. But
Yeah.
even just like 100 or more
Could
would be
you
nice.
even imagine having to figure out the fucking dynamics of that rendering system if they plan to do something like the draw distance would just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of the things that they reiterated like 100 times. It's like a ridiculous infinite draw distance, and they were like working on making that not kill your computer or like make it drop in FPSs. In fact, they told us during the stream, it was like, take a look at the top right of the screen. Here's like the FPS counter. Like, and you'll see like just the strides we've made in like our like rendering and distance and all that. And it was, I'm sure they're running it on something crazy.
Oh yeah, they had a
Yeah,
god rate for
It
those
held up.
presentations.
It held up pretty well.
Yeah.
And so
There's-
yeah, I mean they're making.
There's
some
no
sort of
way
strides.
the $50 billion that game has collected didn't go towards a god rate for presentations. There's just no way.
Yeah, it went for like giant doors apparently. Do you remember? I found like a weird like part of the forums where like they were talking about all like the bullshit that the game went through, like all like the controversy.
Mm.
A lot of it really was ridiculous, but one of the things that people were really like hammering them on about was spending money to make their offices look nicer, which was fucking, you know, like why would you bother
Yeah.
getting upset about that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
anyway,
paid
the
$500
community
for a ship, but I refuse to pay $5 for a plant in my office. That's too goddamn far. Like, all right,
That's,
guy.
that's too far, dude.
That's too far. You're in that corner. You're taking that side,
am.
drawing
I
a
am.
line in the sand.
Yep.
But yeah,
All right.
I'm sure we'll talk about Star Citizen again once 2.6 comes
Oh,
out.
and
Hopefully.
great experience with their customer service.
You did,
like,
yeah, you did contact their customer
Yeah.
service, and everything I've read about that is supposed to be amazing. And
So,
Jose made a dum-dum, basically, and they gave him his credits back because he's a dum-dum. And they said, we're sorry, you're such a dum-dum.
It was their dum-dum. It was right before the... I
Oh,
bought
no. Now he's
missiles.
blaming it on the devs.
Of course he
I
is,
bought
Palmer. What
missiles
else
for
would he do?
For my racer. What's that called?
You have a 350R.
The 350R.
350R.
And so
350R.
so I bought missiles. I bought the missile racks, and then I had fun playing it the day before the patch was supposed to drop.
Mhm.
So I was like, you know what? Before like the patch drops, or before I install the patch and like boot up the game, I'm going to like buy another one. So it's a little more even. And so I rent it and rent some more missiles, and then I hop on Star Citizen after the patch, and I couldn't find like the little points where you would install the missiles, and so it was a bug, a known bug, and there was nothing they could do for like 20 days because there's this. If you report a bug, someone in the community can like also has to like confirm that it is a bug by like showing proof and like
Yeah,
saying
they have an
it is
issue
a-
council for this sort of thing.
Yeah. And so, like, after the 20 days, you know, my 7-day rent token would be over. So, like, I had to, you know, contact them, letting them know, and then also filing that, like, issue.
How's your
And-
rent token wouldn't have been over. That's the thing.
No, it was. It's 7 days.
It's
even
one
if
day. It's
not-
one use. Every time you use it,
No, it's
24-hour
not.
clock ticks down.
wasn't.
That's absolutely what it is.
No, it's from the day you get it. And
no,
then,
Jose, it's 7 24-hour tokens, and whenever you log on to Arena Commander, that's when the token starts. I've told you this
it's not
dozens of times.
because it on the
I
the
can
page
bring up my
would be-
RSI page right now, and well, I can't actually. I could somehow show it on the
Do
broadcast.
it! Do it!
Well, and that's where it counted down from like 6 days to 5 days to 3 days that I couldn't use it.
Right, but I'm
And
saying
that's the only reason I, you know, brought it up for the issue council, because I was losing, you know, I was going to lose out on these credits, which I don't really have a lot of because I don't really play the game all that much.
right.
So when I have like, you know, only 5,000 whatever credits, I'd lose out on like 1,000 of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't get it back until like a couple of months.
Right.
So yeah, and so it was the day tokens were counting down without me using them.
They weren't. They weren't though.
They were.
Unless you were playing, if you were,
I
all right,
sent
all right,
them
if you were playing,
screenshots of the
Arena
2
Commander
different
on all those days, yes, they would have counted down. Yeah, I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is that the way it works is you get 7
stopped
tokens.
signing in because I thought that's how it was supposed
It's
to work.
absolutely how it works.
And then
maybe there was some
I
weird
stopped
bug where maybe it's possible that
I-
there's some bug with the
I doubt it.
patches.
I think you need to triple check your sources, Tim.
I've done this
Uh,
myself. I've been playing this game
either
for a year and a
way-
half. I know
either
how it
way.
works. You're wrong. I'm sorry.
I contacted them, and within a couple of days, you know, it was right after the patch dropped. I'm sure they were dealing with 100 other things,
Probably, yeah.
but yeah, like almost within like a couple of days, and, like no questions asked. Like, you're right, this is a thing. Without it actually being addressed to like the next stage of like the issue council thing, they were like, "Here's your money back," and even though I only asked for the missile and the missile rack, like credits back, they like reimbursed me for everything I spent that day, including like the guns and like the other stuff I rented, and so they dealt with it right away, and yeah, they were like super cool about it. And yeah, I had a really great experience. So I just wanted to
Point out
reiterate.
their lovely customer service. Fair enough.
And I'm still waiting to hear back from Steam from about 2 years ago, where they accused me of lying and like ended communications. So just a stark difference there in how you treat your customers.
Fair enough. Well, I guess, as Palmer would say, if you throw millions of dollars at them, I guess they'll just give you good customer service.
It's apparently the way it is. The second those millions start, dropping off, though, shit customer service is
Wave
shit.
of the future, dude.
Yeah, dude.
All right, well, I want to go ahead and bring this to a close. And hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you for a video game stream next week. Possibly
Sounds good.
Source mods. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everybody.
See ya.
Peace.